250,000 people all across the globe. And obviously that wasn't just me. That was a lot of people that, a few referred a few that referred a few, and then we had a few leaders that just went absolutely bonkers. Now, my best story. Now we have had folks when we've had an everyday can be payday model that ultimately generated 6 and even 7 figures. There's a buddy of mine who reached out to me. It was about this time last year, as a matter of fact. I'm not much of a Facebook person, but I happen to be on Facebook, and he said, "Hey, dude, I just gotta thank you because of you, I'm now a multi-millionaire." He said, "I'm a crypto multi-millionaire," and I was like, "Really? What did you do?" Well, we got started with a platform in 2014, and that ran beautifully for 5 years until 2019. We were getting paid every day in Bitcoin. And when we first got started with that offer, Bitcoin was going for $515 a Bitcoin. Ultimately, Bitcoin went from $515 a Bitcoin when I got started in August of 2014, all the way December 2017 to $20,000 a Bitcoin. And so he built the business side of that thing, got paid a lot more Bitcoin because of the referral side, accumulated Bitcoin, and he did some other stuff that likely had nothing to do with me. Okay, so I want you to know that what we're sharing tonight, I believe has the potential to right a lot of wrongs. All right, we've seen over the past couple of years, it's been rough. We've had projects that came and went and what have you, but I think we got the big one. One of my best stories is a young lady. She didn't become a multimillionaire, okay? But she had followed us for years, and typically in the network marketing MLM type space, where we would have a monthly subscription. And so Ned, she would always be able to refer one or two, and maybe they would refer one or two. Patricia, but she never was able to get to the point where she was comfortably, Rhonda, making more than her auto ship or her monthly subscription. Rich, with that everyday can be payday platform, she got to the point that she was pocketing, Robert, not Warlord, not screenshot money. I'm talking about cashing out, putting in her, making usable, spendable cash, about $1,000 a week, not a month, all right, a week. And I think, I could be wrong here, I think, Marcus, she only referred like one person. And I know that the person that she referred didn't refer anybody, because he never does. Great guy, he never refers anybody, okay? $1,000 a week. I believe, Pastor Lionel, I believe that we have a model that could duplicate those types of heights, okay? And that's what I want to talk to you about, all right? So here's how I want you, Kwame, to look at these everyday can be payday models. Most of us are familiar with crowdfunding. You've seen this. Maybe you were watching the news and something happened, and then there was a family that was doing like a GoFundMe project. So you could go to GoFundMe, probably.com, and you'll see people raising money for all types of purposes, okay? The problem with that is that if you don't get a lot of publicity to whatever it is you're trying to raise funds for, or you don't have a large audience, chances are, John, you're just going to have a GoFundMe campaign and probably won't make much money from it. So then what we've seen, Don, is over the past few years, we've seen this GoFundMe type or this a crowdfunding type come into the marketing space, where maybe it was a tiered approach. Okay, I joined the project, and my outlay, CJ, goes to help fund whatever your project happens to be. And maybe it's even tiered in a way that when I commit whatever resources to that project happens to be, you get a piece, and Barbara gets a piece, and Antoine gets a piece, or what have you. But still, even with that, that's much better than GoFundMe for the average person. But still with that, you still typically have to refer other folks. So if you're not good at that part yet, lady guy, then you struggle. With this everyday can be payday platform, think of it as a crowdfunding platform, but it's a community build. So James, what happens is you commit your resources to the project. Now, are you ever going to borrow money to do this? Say it with me. Heck no. Honor Bly, you're not going to borrow money for this, and you're not going to hurt your family. So you're not going to take car payment money, house note money, or rent money, or what have you, okay? This needs to be funds that you can afford. If you can't afford to contribute it, Joanne, you can't afford to, I'm sorry, if you can't afford to lose it, excuse me. If you can't afford to lose it, you can't afford to contribute it. So you're going to contribute a certain amount of resources that you feel comfortable with, okay? All right? But you are now going to receive a daily payout. 24 hours from the time that you've made your capital contribution, you get a daily payout of 1% a day until you have gotten back, listen to this, 3.1 times what your contribution was, 310%. Okay? Now, if you never refer anyone, and if you do not employ our turbo strategy, which would be a huge mistake, but let's say a person, they got this part of the message, didn't hear the rest of it, that means that for 310 days, you would earn that 1% a day. Well, what happens at the end of the 310, or when I've made back a total of 310%? Well, if you want to continue, you simply make another contribution. Okay? All right. Now, here is where we have something, ladies and gentlemen. Huey, we've never seen this before. We've never had this level of transparency. Okay, so in 2017, we're promoting what I would call an everyday can be payday offer. They were in the Bitcoin space. There were a few of them that were out there at the time. Two that were very popular. One was called BitConnect. One was called US High Tech. And in both of those instances, you got paid every single day, all right, and you got paid in Bitcoin. Okay, now what we weren't able to see is how much money do they now have in the bank? Okay, and it turns out that both of those deals did what we would call an exit scam. Well, that's why I thought I would never promote one of these offers again, because, you know, yeah, you can come on, you could do a webinar, you could do all that other stuff, but I want to make sure that people aren't going to, you know, steal the money. You know, when that stuff happens, you feel like a fool, and that's not a good feeling. You know, you feel like, man, I should have been able to spot that. Well, now we can, because we're going to leverage projects that are on the blockchain. All right. Many of you are familiar with Bitcoin and Ethereum or what have you. That's blockchain technology, but there's something called smart contracts. You find these with Ethereum-based projects, and you find these with an asset called Tron. We'll take a look at Tron because it's up like 30 some odd % in the last 7 days. All right. So what is a smart contract? Essentially this. Think of this, Antoine. When you do a contract offline, you sign your name to it. Now that contract is executed. All right. So Anthony, excuse me for coughing in your ear. So Anthony, what happens is a smart contract is really nothing more, Harry, than computer code. So however the developer codes that. So if it says, okay, you put money in the kitty, and 24 hours from the time you put money in the kitty, you get a payout of 1% a day. But Carol, if that's how it's programmed, once it goes live on the blockchain, that can't be changed. Okay? All right. So that's something that we need to understand. But one of the big things that we're able to do is we're able to check the smart contract at any time to see how much money is in the smart contract. Sinclair, think of it like you are being able to peer into the bank account of a company that you're promoting. All right, so Tanya, you've promoted offers. Probably they had a monthly subscription or an auto ship. Now, if they are a publicly traded company, you can find out their financials, but that only comes out, every so often. With a smart contract, you're able to go in at any time you want to, and you're able to see essentially how much money is in the bank. Now, why is this important? Because if we see that the project is growing, the resources in the bank, so to speak, are at least staying steady, or they are increasing, we can ascertain, nice big word for a college kick out, whether or not this project is gaining momentum, plateauing, or maybe losing momentum. That's going to be very important. That's something we're going to check on. As a matter of fact, every time we do a live webinar, every Tuesday night, we'll do at least a check from maybe the previous week or the previous couple weeks or what have you. So we'll do that check on tonight as well, okay? Now, here's the big piece though, okay? Is several weeks ago, we were introduced to a couple of different people, introduced by different people to a couple of different people. And to my knowledge, these two people don't even know each other. And they are independent auditors. So I just mentioned that with the contract, Scott, once it goes live, it can't be changed. Here's what I didn't have before, Stafford, because I'm not a computer techie guru dude, all right, and I'm not a computer code dude. So I wouldn't have been able to read the smart contract to know whether or not they had a little something fishy in there that would allow them to leave like a thief in the middle of the night, like those scoundrels did back in 2017. So we now have two auditors, independent of each other, independent of any of the projects. And so what we would do, and which is what we did, is we let the auditor know here's a project that we're interested in. They can see all of the code, and then they go through the code to determine whether or not there is an exit scam. And there were a couple projects that we were looking at, and we had them to do the audit, and they said, Tron, stay away. And sure enough, I think between the two auditors, there were 3 projects that they looked at, and they said, nope, And guess what happened to all 3 of those projects, Will? Exit scam. What about this one, though? Got the thumbs up. As a matter of fact, no, they're not going to tell me, hey, this is a, what they're going to do is they're going to tell me whether or not there's an exit scam. One of the auditors, when they looked at this one, they said, wow, this is a really strong project, because they were looking at the code first, but then they saw what was in the bank, and as it relates to the smart contract. Okay? All right, so now, I'm always going to get this question, is this one of them their Ponzi's? And my answer to that is virtually all of us are participating willingly or unwillingly in a Ponzi. All right, whether it is a lottery Ponzi, is hey, new money, old new money is coming in and it helps to support some of the old money. Well, that's what happens in the lottery, and how many people win the lottery? Or anytime there is, you go to Vegas, they have it set up. They've got it set up where the house is going to win. The house is going to always win. And if you were at the water cooler, if you were Cowboy Jim, and you said, I know at some point my sorry Dallas Cowboys have to win a game at some point, and he keeps putting money on the Cowboys, losing this week. Putting money on the Cowboys, losing the next week. Putting money on the Cowboys, losing the well, finally they won this past week. Congratulations, Cowboy Jim. Y'all finally won a game. You're 3-7. That you're participating, all right? Social Security, if you're on the receiving end, if you're in the U.S., all right? If you got a problem with the Ponzi, I dare you to send back your Social Security check. That Ponzi's okay. And if you are using the U.S. dollar, if you've ever used the U.S. dollar, biggest one of all time. Used to be that every U.S. dollar was tied to gold. You couldn't print but so many U.S. dollars because there was only so much gold in the kitty. And then in 1970, they said, we want to make it a Ponzi. And that's what they've done. And so now they just keep printing money willy-nilly, what have you. Okay? All right. So let's talk about the rules for engaging in this platform. Number one, only contribute what you're willing to lose. If you're not willing to lose it, don't be willing to contribute it. Now, you don't have to break the bank. You can contribute as little as like less than $5. Obviously, at 1% a day, $5 worth isn't going to be much. All right. So, as much as you can, but again, just be sensible. Don't hurt your family. All right. You're going to withdraw from the platform daily. Now, you're going to hear me say two things, and they mean different things. You're going to hear me say withdraw, and you're going to hear me say cash out. Withdrawing from the platform simply means I'm taking resources, my 1% a day, and any commissions I've earned that day, I'm taking that out of the company system, and I'm sending that over to my wallet. You're going to have a desktop. Most of you will have a desktop wallet where you will house your assets, and of course, we'll make sure that you understand how to ultimately cash that out. Cash out means that you're now converting what you withdrew into usable, spendable cash. Okay? Now, we're going to talk a little bit tonight about our turbo strategy. You definitely want to leverage our turbo strategy because that's going to accelerate everything that we're talking about. And then I want you to commit, even if you suck at it right now, I want you to commit, WD, at building the referral network. I promise you, if you leverage our turbo strategy, you're going to have a very tough time, Roy, about 2-3 months in. Let's say nobody wants to talk to you today about anything. You log on Facebook, all your Facebook friends log off because they see you coming, okay? Because you've tried 17 different things in the last 16 weeks. None of them work. I get it, all right? A lot of us part of the NFL club, no friends or family left. About 2-3 months in, that's going to change because you're going to have results that you're going to be able to share with them. And then when you go to them and say, hey, this is happening and I haven't even told anybody. This is happening and I haven't even recruited. You're going to hear some ears perk up. And we're going to make sure you have plenty of marketing material where all you got to do is get them to a training. And with that training, we're not going to have that training on YouTube. Because if you send people to training on YouTube, you have the risk of losing them to someone like me, someone that presents this kind of stuff, that loves presenting stuff like this. And I'll have my link at my YouTube channel. So you don't want to send people to my YouTube channel. So we'll make sure that all of our training and promotional stuff is not YouTube based so that when you send it out to folks and they click a button, that button is going to connect to you and not to me. Okay? All right. So let's talk about this project. This project is called Tron Chain. Tron Chain launched on July 31st of this year. One of the things I love about Tron Chain is the developer of Tron Chain, Andreas, is out front. Perhaps one of the most transparent folks that's in the digi space, period, in the cryptocurrency space, period. And what I love about not only the fact that does he do live Zooms, and there's a Telegram group for Tron Chain, the official one. He's in there answering questions as well as other administrators that are in there. I will tell you this, that if you become a part of their group, just know you're going to get spam, not from him, but you're going to have people in the group that don't understand decorum, that don't understand the ethics of building a business online. They're going to see you, and then they're going to hit you, and then they're going to try to pitch you on something else. So just be mindful of that, all right? Just be mindful of that. But that's not something that Andreas is preaching. He preaches against that. In any event, one of the things I love about him is that he's got major vision. There's a book I love to read. It's my favorite book, as a matter of fact. And it talks about Ron, the importance of having vision. And it goes something like this. If there is no vision, the people will perish. Michael, they will be unsuccessful. Okay? Well, Andreas has a major vision. He's already launched other projects for the purposes of those projects generating revenues so that a portion of those revenues pays back the community members that have helped to grow Tron Chain. So Tron Chain is the core, but from resources in Tron Chain, that gave him resources to go and launch other projects that generate revenue. And from that revenue, a portion of that revenue goes back to help pay out our daily payouts, okay? All right, so now, let's do a quick health check. All right, now this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that we can check on the smart contract, all right? So I want you to see that on October the 16th, I want you to see how much Tron was in the contract. Now, what a lot of people are going to do when they look at the smart contract is their eyes are going to go to the US dollar amount. But this can be a little deceiving because Tron is a DG asset. It goes up and it goes down in value. So if Tron is up like it is today, it's 3.5 cents today. It wasn't 3.5 cents last week when we did this. It was 2.6 cents, okay? But in the last week, it has appreciated. Well, if you go in there and you look at the smart contract today, it's going to be considerably more than the 10 million that was in there last month. But a portion of that is because there's just been appreciation and that Tron is worth more today than it was last week. What we want to focus on is how much Tron was in the contract, 406 million, a month and a half ago, okay? Give me a moment. So last week when we looked at this, how much Tron was in the contract, all right? This was last week on the 16th. There was 678 million Tron, all right? So what we want to see, is there momentum? Is there, is the bank account growing, okay? Because if it is, and there's no exit scam, that we got some nice warm fuzzies, right? Now we might see some plateauing. We expect that to happen. What we want to make sure is not happening is that we don't have 678 million now, and then 3 months from now we're down to 100,000 Tron. Oh, well now we got a problem. Okay. Now, real quickly, let's see where it is right now. So you see where it was on October 16th, 406 million. You see where it was last week, 678 million. Last week, that was the 16th. So that was last Monday. All right, so let's see where it is now. So it was 678 million. Bear with me. Look at that. Now it's 755 million. Yeah, you see this? The US dollar amount is 27.7 million. That's a little misleading because Tron was 2.6 cents when I did that screenshot last Monday. It's 3.7 cents now because Tron is up. So what we really want to look at is the Tron balance. And so we can see it was at 678 last week. It's at 775 now. 678. All right, it's up 97. Is that 97 million Tron? Or 90? Let me see. 755, 985, 542. And we're going to subtract out, where was it last week? This is what I mean by anybody at any point can check up on this, okay? So you don't have to wait for me to do it. This is something that you could do. 678, 777, 795. All right, so 77 million Tron. It has been added to the contract in a week's time, and now Tron's going for, what did it say? It said, did it say 3.7 now? Gosh, yeah, 3.7. So that's basically almost, 2.8 million in US dollar terms because of the price appreciation of Tron that's been added in a week and a day. Okay, let's look at a couple other things. All right, Back here, this was also on the 16th. A billion Tron had been deposited in the system from the start, July 31st. Excuse me for coughing in your ear. Last week, there was 2.5 billion. So in a month's time, there was a billion Tron that had been deposited from July 31st to October 16th. From October 16th to November 16th, 2.5 billion Tron, meaning that's you and me making a contribution. And so let's see where this stacks up now. 2.5 billion Tron, 2.5 billion Tron. Tron's going for now, over 3.5 cents. It had been hanging out at like 2.6 cents for the last 2 months. And then it just exploded like a rocket, okay? Let's see what it is now. 2.5 billion. 3.176 billion. So last week, 2.5 billion had been added in contributions. Now this week, a week and a day later, it's up to 3.1 billion. But here's the big one I want to get to. People are withdrawing out every day, which I'm going to show you. People are withdrawing every single day, every single day, every single day. Okay? So let's go back October 16th. 582 million Tron had been withdrawn out. 582. Now let's do some numbers. 582, 555, 932. The Tron was going for about 2.6 cents a Tron. All right. So, and it had been hanging out there for a couple of months. So from July 31st, 2020 until October 16th, basically, community members like you and me had collectively withdrawn out, when we denominated in US dollar terms, about $15 million in Tron. Last week, when we did this, which was a month from this screenshot here, 1.7 billion had been withdrawn. Okay, give me a moment. All right, so last week, 1.7 billion, 1742277,420, okay, times 0.026, because that's what Tron had hung out at 2.6 cents for about a month, okay. Now, last week, is that right? That doesn't look right. That's not right. 17422277420. All right. Still not right. 1742277,420. Oh, that is right. Okay, there we go. So 1.7 billion times 0.026. All right, look at this. So in a month's time, from October 16th to November 16th, members had withdrawn out the difference of this 45 million bucks and this 15 million. Members had withdrawn out 30 million in that 30-day time frame, in that month time frame, almost $1 million a day. Now let's look at it from last Monday, the 16th, to right now. So I'm going to put in last Monday. Okay, so let's go back. Now withdrawn by members is 2.26 billion Tron. 2261361,960. What had been withdrawn out last Monday was 1.7 billion. So what's been withdrawn out in a day and a week is 519 million Tron. I'm still going to use 2.6 cents. I'm not going to inflate it at the 3.7 because not all of those withdrawals were at 3.7 cents. Some people withdrew last week when it was at 2.6 cents, and some of those people maybe cashed it out, okay? I'm still going to use 0.026 ladies and gentlemen, since last Monday at 2.6 cents and not 3.7 cents. 13.4 million, almost $13.5 million was withdrawn out of the system, and still there's more money in the contract and more Tron in the contract today than there was a week and a day ago. Let's get this. Almost $13.5 million worth of Tron has been withdrawn since last Monday, and still there's more in the smart contract than there was this time last week. That's what we've never had before, Marvin Bull Shark Adams. We've never had that level of transparency. Okay? All right, so I want you to see why I believe this Reginald Johnson is the big one, buddy. This is the big one. Okay. Now, let me show you how it works for my newbies, and you don't quite know how it all works. All right. All right, so 3 ways we're going to make money. Number one, real quick, 1% a day. So what you're going to do is you're going to take fiat money and you're going to convert it into digi assets, cryptocurrency. You're going to take fiat money and let's say for instance, you were going to do $1,000, okay? Well, you would take that and you would divide that by basically what Tron is going for. So it looks like, give me a moment. I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap. We're getting close to an all-time high with Bitcoin. Ethereum was $400 not that long ago, 400 and some change. And here she is, Tron, at, 3.7 cents now, okay? Up 37% in the last 7 days. All right, so you would do this. You would take your $1,000 and you would say, okay, divided by 0.037. That's going to get you about 27,000 Tron. All right, and we'll show you how we would work that out with our turbo strategy in a little bit. Okay, so whatever amount of Tron you commit to the system, you're going to get a 1% daily payout. Okay, you're going to get a 1% daily payout. All right, so whatever that amount happens to be. Give me a moment. So if you did, nice round numbers, if you did 10,000 Tron, 1% of 10,000 Tron is 100 Tron a day. Now, obviously, 10,000 Tron really isn't, you're not breaking the bank. That's like $370 worth at 3.7 cents, okay? You don't have to break the bank. Don't hurt yourself, all right? You do want to commit as much as your resources allow, obviously within the reason of not hurting yourself. Now, so that's 1% a day. Now, you're going to earn on that 1% a day until you've earned back a total of 3.1 times what you contributed, or 310%. Now, if you never, ever, 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 ever refer to Soul, and you did not employ our turbo strategy, then it would take 310 days for you to earn your 1%. If you never referred anybody, you didn't do our turbo strategy, you're not getting any referral commissions. And so you get 1% a day in 24 hours, another 1% a day, 24 hours after that, another 1% a day, and it's going to take 310 days. Now, let's stop. That's an awesome deal because you got back your original contribution in 100 days, and then everything thereafter was profit. What happens when my 310 is up? Well, you're not going to make any more money unless you do another contribution. What most of us are going to want to do is we want to get referral commissions, and with our turbo strategy, you're going to get referral commissions even if you haven't referred anyone. How in the world does that happen? Because you are going to have your main contract. So let's say that Tyron is your referrer, okay? You're setting up your main contract through his main contract's referral link. But then you are going to self-refer what we call subcontracts. Now we've got it in a system how to do it properly so it benefits the entire community. It benefits you. It benefits your upline. A lot of times, when people would do something called quote unquote stacking, it would hurt the company. It would hurt the leadership above. If you do it the way we teach, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Okay? All right. The second way you make money is through a direct referral commission. You refer me, and let's say I do 20,000 Tron. Okay? You're going to get an immediate 10% commission or 2,000 Tron. That is in your Tron Chain system right away, and it can be withdrawn right away. And when you withdraw it, it now comes out of the Tron Chain system and it goes over into your, let's call it your Tron bank account. You're going to have a desktop application where basically you house your Tron. Okay? Now, here's the big money. This is the big money right here. The 10%, that's cute. That's not the big money. Okay? The big money comes when you start to build the referral network. But nobody wants to hear from me. I go on Facebook and all my Facebook friends leave me because I've tried 17 things in the last 16 weeks and none of them have worked. Okay. But with this system, your main contract, remember let's say Tyron referred you, you set up your main contract through his referral link. Your main contract can now refer subcontracts. And when you first get started, that's what's going to happen. If you follow what we teach, you're going to take whatever it is that you are committing. Okay? So I'm going to use the example that I did on screen last week. All right? I did a main contract and I did a subcontract. Okay? I committed 40,000 Tron. I committed 40,000 Tron. But using our turbo strategy, I took 1/3 of the 40,000 Tron, and you can round up or round down, for 12,500, that became my main contract. Then I had my main contract refer my subcontract. My subcontract is 2 times my main. So I did my main at 12.5. I did my subcontract at 25,000. Now, why would I do that? Well, first off, let's look at this. Okay, my main contract at 12,500. What does it earn? 0.01 a day, 1% a day, 125 Tron every single day, like clockwork. Okay, 1. I also did. Let's put this on the whiteboard so we won't forget. So I did a main at 12,500. All right. So what you would want to do is you'd want to determine how much money, fiat money, you're willing to contribute. Divide that by whatever Tron is going for, and then that'll tell you how much overall Tron you're going to be looking to commit to the project, right? And what you want to do is whatever that amount happens to be, you take your main and 0.333 of that, 1/3 of that, is going to go towards your main contract. So then your subcontract, you're going to start off with 1 sub, unless you just have a lot of money you're starting off with. Your subcontract, my mom would not like me to put like 0.666, so I did like 0.667, okay, to please my mom. All right, whereas twice that, 25,000 Tron, okay? So what's going to happen? This contract is going to earn 1% a day, or 125 Tron. All right, and this contract is also going to earn 1% a day, or 250 Tron. Okay? Now, who is in control of the main contract? You are, Marcus. You just happen to be referred in my example by Tyron. You're in control of the main contract. Who's in control, Paul, of the subcontract? You are. With me so far. Okay? Now, this is the kick butt part. When you, with withdraw from your contracts, it creates a chain of commission payout upline. So, when you withdraw your 250 Tron you earned that day, which you should be doing every single day, not every other day, not every week, every day. It only takes a couple seconds, and I'm going to do this on screen. You're going to see how it works. When you withdraw this 250 in my example, it is going to pay out to your main contract a 30% matching bonus day after day after day after day after day. In this example, that would pay out 75 Tron to your main contract. So now you're double dipping. You're getting the 125, triple dipping. 125 from your main, 1% here. You're getting 1% from your subcontract, 250 here. And then when you withdraw from your subcontract, it sends up a 30% commission, 30% of whatever this amount happens to be, to your main contract. Now, when you follow our turbo plan, what's going to happen is we're going to use, earlier on, we're going to use the profits coming from our main, the profits coming from our sub, to then produce another sub contract. I did subtract contract. I didn't do that, just subcontract. All right? So here's what I want you to get. Unless you decide to do something other than what I'm about to say, the only funds coming out of your pocket are the funds to use to fund your main and your first sub contract. Everything else will come from profits, not your pocket. That is so important to get. No monthly subscription, no annual subscription. Once you have finished that contract, meaning you've made your 310%, yes, you'll need to make another contribution, okay? But even that contribution is coming out of profits and not your pocket. All right, so let me give you an example, okay? Let's say you came off the street, you did 40,000 Tron, in our example. You did not follow our turbo strategy, okay? You never referred or sold. You did a main contract of 40,000. 40,000 Tron, okay? You don't refer anyone, so you never get any referral commissions, so you're going to earn your 1% a day. All right, which is going to be 400 Tron. So since you haven't referred anyone, you'll earn this for 310 days. That's great. And so you earn 3.1 times your money. Good. All right, but it took 310 days. If you did this right here, if you said, you know what? No, I'm going to follow turbo. And I'm going to take my 40,000 and I'm going to do 12.5 on my main contract. Then I'm going to refer my own subcontract, still the same 40,000. Okay? What's going to happen here is in about 50 days, 50 or 51 days, the combination of your 1% a day here, your 1% a day here, well, really, that's still the same money, right? The 1% on 40,000. But here's the difference. Now you pick up this extra 75 Tron a day. See, that's what you wouldn't have picked up without turbo. So in about 51 days, you now have enough to fund a second subcontract. Now, where did this subcontract come from? It came from profits. And then in like 30 days or something like that, less than another 50 days, you have enough profits to do another subcontract. And with each subcontract, okay, you're adding more referral commissions going to your main contract. And then you just do this over and over and over again. If you follow what we teach, if you still haven't referred a soul, you will ultimately have at least 15 of these subcontracts. And about 2-3 months in, this thing becomes a snowball rolling it down the hill. It starts to become an avalanche. It happens so quick, so very quick. So let me show you this in practice, okay? Let me show you this in practice. So last week, I believe we may have done it on this webinar. If we did it, maybe I did it in training, but I know we did it, all right? So last week, or perhaps I did a video of it. I know I showed it, okay? I set up, for training purposes, I set up this turbo strategy, all right? So I'm going to go to the main account of the turbo strategy first. Okay, and so I want you to notice I committed 12,500. I did a total of 40,000. In my main contract, 12,500. In my subcontract, 25,000. Okay? Now, my main contract is going to earn 1% a day, or 125 Tron every single day. And you see where it says next income countdown? In 16 hours, 35 minutes, and some change, I'm going to earn another 125 Tron for the day. Excuse me for coughing in your ear. Now, I have a subcontract, and that earns, and I'm going to show you that in a few moments, and it spits out referral commissions. Let's go back for a moment. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so my main contract is going to earn 30% of whatever my subcontract withdraws. I'm going to withdraw from that subcontract every single day. Conversely, or likewise, when I withdraw from my main contract, my referrer will make his or her 30% of my withdrawal. Now, when we talk about withdrawal, we're only talking about the 1% a day withdrawal. In other words, when I withdraw my referral commissions, that doesn't create a matching bonus. What creates the matching bonus is my 1% a day. Okay? Now, obviously, some of you may start to refer others, and so there are some other referrals attached to this particular main contract. That's just going to accelerate it. But right now, all I really want us focusing on is your main and starting off with your subs. Okay? All right. So now, all right, now I want to go real quickly. I want to go to the subcontract that we set up. All right, so the subcontract, actually, I need to back up. This subcontract is not referring anyone. This subcontract is never going to refer anyone, okay? So I did 12.5 on the main, 12,500 Tron. That main contract will refer others. My subcontract will never refer anyone. Now, why is this key? Since it will never refer anyone, how long will it take before it hits its 310% income limit? At 1% a day, 310 days. So guess what you just generated when you leverage our turbo strategy? You now have a subcontract that is going to earn 1% a day for 310 days, but it's going to spit out a commission to your main contract for the next 310 days. And then at the end of that, guess what you're going to do? You're going to renew it. And so you're going to get another 310 days on that subcontract. The purpose of the subcontract is not to cash out. It's not to put money in your pocket. It's to feed your main contract. It's your main contract in time that we're going to start cash flowing. We're going to turn that into usable, spendable cash. So what we want to do is we want our main contract to get fat. I want the main contract to be obese. I want the main contract to just got rolls all over the place. Because that's what's going to be cash outable. Okay, so here was the sub, 25,000. And what do I get every day? 1% or 250. Now, when I withdraw this, and I'm going to do this in a moment, that's going to pay to the main 75 Tron. Why 75 Tron? Because that's 30% of the 250. Okay? So let's go back to the main real quick. Give me a moment. Okay, so here is the main. Let me refresh the screen. All right, so here's the main, okay? What I want you to pay attention to is this right here. You see where it says matching bonus and it says 288? Well, I'm getting ready to withdraw from the sub. The sub is at 250 Tron, right? When I withdraw from the sub, it's going to generate 75 additional Tron and commission. So this 288 is going to have another 775. So when I come back to this, you're going to see 363 Tron in the matching bonus category. And you're also going to see this unwithdrawn income go up by the 75 Tron. Okay, you with me? All right, so let's go back to my sub. And you're going to see how quick this is. Here's my sub. Let me refresh. Okay, so here's my sub. I'm going to click withdraw. 3, 2, 1, withdraw. Accept. This is going to turn, it already turned to 0 before I can even tell you. All right, so this is what I mean by withdrawing. I just withdrew that 250 Tron from the system, okay? It's no longer in Tron Chain. It's now over in my wallet. So this is what I mean. People are withdrawing every single day, and yet the smart contract keeps flowing. That is a healthy contract, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go over here and let's check it. I just withdrew 250 Tron. I just left click right here, and there you see the 250 Tron right there. Right there, okay? Now, I'm going to go to the main contract. I'm going to refresh the screen. All right, and what did we say would happen here? Didn't we say it would be 363? Because it was at 288 before, plus the 75 is 363. All right, so now I'm going to withdraw. So what do we have here? My 125, my 1% a day from the 12,500 main. Now I've got some referral commissions, some matching bonus commissions. And the combination of these two right now is 488 Tron. Now, I want to Yeah, I'll do this on the next one. I'm going to click withdraw. I'm going to click accept. And you're going to see this 488 is going to go to 0. This matching bonus is going to go to 0. This daily 1% is going to go to 0. And you're also going to see that this 488 is going to be withdrawn from the 310% income limit that I have. In other words, when you get your 1%, and whenever you withdraw your referral commissions, I will refer to it as matching bonus as a referral commission also, okay? That goes against your 310, which means it's not going to take you as long to hit your 310, okay? All right. Which is what we want. We don't want it to take 310 days. I want my subcontract at 310 days. My main contract, I want to hurry up, and I want to recycle that and recycle that and recycle that to get it bigger and bigger and bigger. Because when my 310 is up with our turbo strategy, when our 310 is up on the main, when we come back and we make a recontribution, we're going to always contribute at least 2 times more. So if my original contribution for my main was 12.5, then when I am at my 310, I'm going to come back in at 25,000 or double. And that would all be from profits, not out of my pocket. And then when that contract has completed its 310, the next contract's going to be 50. And when that has completed, the next one is going to be 100,000. Why? Because the whole idea is to get your main contract to where you're getting enough from the 1% a day and any daily matching bonuses to where now not only are you withdrawing, you are cashing out. Now that's going to be different for everybody. Somebody's going to say, hey, I just need $200-300 a month. Cool. And then somebody's going to be like Jim Freeberg, who's going to say, I want 40 grand a month. Okay? You'll have to determine that. All right. I'm going to click accept. This is going to go to 0. This is going to go to 0. You know what? I may have to do that again. I left that up there for quite a while, so I may have to do that again. So let me refresh this, refresh the screen. If you leave that up there too long, I think it won't withdraw. So I have to do that again. Accept. Now this is going to go to 0. This will go to 0. This will go to 0. There we go. Okay. Let's go and check that. And here you can see that 488 Tron that was down here is now out of the Tron Chain system and now in my wallet. You don't have to ask anybody's permission. You don't have to wait for a company to send you a check in a week or a month or what have you. As soon as you see with unwithdrawn income, if you want to withdraw it out, you can at least withdraw it out on a daily basis. At least withdraw out on a daily basis. Question, well, what happens if something happened 5 weeks ago? I lost my wife. 5 weeks ago today, I lost my wife. I wasn't thinking about Tron Chain. So it was a few days before I was even in a headspace to even go on and withdraw. Well, what happened? Did I still get paid my 1% a day? Yes. Did it still produce the matching bonuses? Yes. So let's say it took me 5 days before I was in the headspace to go online and do my withdrawal. Well, that was just 5 days of 1% a day that I withdrew at one time. But we don't want you waiting a week or what have you. You saw how long it took. It didn't take any time. Do it every single day. And here's one of the reasons why. All right, this is going to be important because we want to help everyone build their referral network. So I know when I withdraw every day, the person that referred me is getting a daily matching bonus. They are seeing results every single day. And that's going to give them more confidence. And along with the promotional material that you will have, as you get that promotional material out, that's going to help you get the message out. The combination of your story, our messaging without our name so they don't know how to come and find us, and with the call to action for them to join you, is the way you're going to build a referral network. Okay? All right, I want to do one last thing here. Gotta talk about this because this is kick butt. Gotta talk about this. All right, so we're using a DJ asset Tron. Most of us are at least familiar with Bitcoin. And even if you have stayed away because it didn't make sense to you, listen, don't miss this. My first Bitcoin transaction was in August of 2014. Bitcoin was $515 a Bitcoin. Then over the next few months, Bitcoin got smacked. Went all the way down to $160 a Bitcoin. If I knew then what I know now, I would have been in aggressive accumulation mode. But I was new to Bitcoin, didn't understand it, thought, well, you know, crap, that's not working. And then all of a sudden, it gets back to the 515, and it gets to 1,000, and it gets to 3,000. And then, and this is in 2017, by December 17th, Bitcoin was at $20,000 a Bitcoin. So my buddy says, thank you, dude. Thank you for what? Man, because of you, I'm a crypto multi-millionaire. He saw what I didn't see. And he got in aggressive accumulation mode when it went down to like once he got into very aggressive accumulation mode because you could buy one Bitcoin for less than $200. He accumulated, he bought a bunch of it, and then now he told me he was a multi-millionaire when Bitcoin had gotten back to like 6, maybe 7,000. Now that Bitcoin is like 3 times, almost, you know, let's say 6, it's 3 times what it was. He's probably a multi-millionaire. Okay? Well, here's the thing. Bitcoin's 19,000. At one point, it was a whole lot less than that. Let's look at Tron. Last week, and for the last 2 months, Tron's been hanging out at 2.6 cents per Tron. And last Tuesday when we did this, it was at 2.6 cents a Tron, and now it's up 34%. Up 7% in the last 24 hours, almost 7.5 to 3.5 cents. Okay? Has been as high as 3.7 cents. I want you to see this. Coin market cap, by the way, is where I am, so any of you can do this at any time. I'm going to left click on Tron. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to come over here to the right-hand side. And I want you to see what Tron was going for a year ago, 52 weeks ago. Tron was going for that 0.01 would be 1 penny. 0.007 is 7 tenths. So 7.5 tenths of a penny. Now Tron is going for, let's call it 3.5 cents, 0.035. A year ago, 52 weeks ago, it was going for minus 0.00, let's call it 75. The profit in the last 52 weeks. So let's say that Tron Chain existed 52 weeks ago. It did not. It came about July 31st. Let's say that we were participating with Tron Chain 52 weeks ago. We were not. Okay? And we were getting paid out our 1% a day, and Tron was going for 7.5 cents per Tron. Now we fast forward a year later, Tron's going for 3.5 cents. That's an increase of 2.75 cents. Move your decimal 2 places to the right. So if we take the profit would be, hypothetically, if we had Tron a year ago at 7.5 tenths of a penny, and we still have some Tron, okay, and now it's worth 3.5 cents, how much has that increased percentage-wise? So we divide our profit by what we started with, 0.0075. And you come up, oh, my mom's not going to like that number. I'm going to say 3.67. Okay, she don't like to see those 3 6s together. Okay, so what this means is Tron has increased by 3.67 times more than it was this time last year, or 366.67%. Let's go to Google real quickly. Tron predicted price. Let's see what some third parties are saying about what they think is going to happen to Tron. Now, listen, this is a prediction. Nobody's got a crystal ball. We don't know. This is a different one that I went to today, so let's see if we come up with similar numbers. Give me a moment. This is not the same one I went to today. Reach. I don't remember what the site was. I must have put in something different. But what I went to earlier today was predicting that by January 21st, Tron would be going from anywhere from 5 cents to 8 cents. And then by December 31st of 2021, it'd be at 24 cents, okay? So let's say Tron Chain is here December 31st, 2021. Tron Chain is here December 31st, 2021. There are going to be millionaires on this. There are going to be people on this webinar now that will be millionaires. I don't want you to do what I did with a promotion. I was promoting that Bitcoin deal that I was telling you about, where I bought it for $515 at Bitcoin. That deal lasted for 5 years. I listened to an attorney who said, you need to stop promoting that. Okay, so cold turkey, I just stopped promoting it. I probably left $3 to $4 million that would have impacted my family because of what I didn't do. That's my biggest business lament. Not of the failures that I've had plenty of them. It's the failure to act. That's the one that I have the biggest regret on. So, let me show you this. Let me show you this and I'll be finished, okay? Give me a moment. I want to show you another contract. It's a little bit bigger. Bear with me. And I'll be finished with this, okay? Okay, so I have now 2 main contracts. I don't have time to go over why I have 2 main contracts. In time, some of you are going to have a second main contract, and then a third main contract, and a fourth main contract. Just right now, you do 1 main, and then you do your subs, okay? Now, the last 24 hours, just in my matching bonuses, is 3,892 Tron. That's significant, right? Add that to my 200 Tron. I did this contract with 20,000 at 1%. So there's 4,092 Tron. Okay. Now, if we were in Tron Chain a year ago and we got paid 4,092 Tron, and Tron was going for 0.0075, that would have been about $30 denominated in US dollars for the day. Not bad, all right? If we did that every day over 30 days, that's 920 bucks. This is eventually going to be the contract that I use as cash outable funds, right? Okay. Now, last week, this happens 0.026 because Tron was at 2.6 cents. If we denominated that in US dollars, that would have been $106 for the day. Not bad. Okay. Today, let's say the Tron hangs out at 3.5 cents maybe for a while. I don't know that it's going to do that. It could go higher, could go lower. Who knows? Okay. All right, I want you to see the difference here. I just did at 2.6 cents, and that was like $106 a day. Without me having done anything, just the appreciation of the Tron, 143. That is what digi assets give us that cash money never will. Our cash money is decreasing in value. Yes, will we have fluctuations and volatile fluctuations with digi assets? Yes, we will. But historically, these assets, especially the bigger ones, go up in value. Now, this is what they're saying. I don't know if this is going to happen. They're saying we could see Tron at 24 cents by December 31st, 2021. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But let's say I had the same 4,092 and we hit 24 cents. Look at what that would mean denominated in US dollars. Somebody listening to me now is going to, if Tron Chain is here, December 31st, 2021, somebody listen right now on this webinar is going to be a millionaire. Who is it? If it's you, put a Y in there. Put an M in there. It's me. It's me. Somebody's going to be a millionaire. We've seen this happen before. When it happened, the biggest time it happened for us, it was all in fiat. So nobody got the potential capital appreciation. And that model only lasted 17 months, and it still created 6- and 7-figure folks in our following. If this is here, December 31st, 2021, and I don't see why would it be. The owner is not in the most problematic jurisdiction, and we all know what that most problematic jurisdiction is. My country, 'tis of thee. The system is not in the most problematic jurisdiction. By the way, if that system back from 2011 to 2012, I just talked about the fiat system, if they had followed their attorney's advice, they wouldn't have been set up in that problematic jurisdiction, and that thing might have lasted far, far longer. Okay? All right. So, what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm not withdrawing this yet, and I'm going to be finished in just a moment. Okay? So go on and put your questions in. We're going to have an optional Q&A. I want you to see something, ladies and gentlemen. So, my newbies, you might not get this. I don't want to choke you with too much information. My folks that have been around for just a bit. You see that my 310% limit is about to be over, right? I only have 856 Tron to go, but I've got 4,092 to withdraw. If I were to click the withdraw button now, I'm not going to do it because I want to do this on screen as a recording for you, okay? If I were to click withdraw now, what would happen is I would be withdrawing the 856. So the system would say you got 4,092 Tron to withdraw, but your income, your earnings limit hits at 856. So I would be able to withdraw the 856, and what would remain here would be the 3,236 in unwithdrawn income. Excuse me, give me a moment. So then, now, does that mean I lose that? No. It just means that before I can get this, I would have to make a new contribution. And when you follow the turbo, your new contribution will be at least twice the previous contribution. So I did 20,000 on this one. So my new contribution is going to be a minimum of 40,000. It can be more, but it's going to be at least a minimum of 40,000. Why? Because what we want to do with each renewal is we want to upgrade, and it's all coming from profits. It's not coming from my pocket. Because ultimately, we want the combination of our 1% a day, that's the 200 right here, and our matching bonus. You see why you want to commit to building a referral network? Is my matching bonus a lot more than my 1% a day? Yes, it is. We want the combination of this number and this number to be enough that when you withdraw, you can say, I'm cashing out some or all of that to make that usable, spendable cash. 4,092. At today's pricing at 3.5 cents, not bad. Not bad. But what I know is we ain't done nothing yet. While many of you are stuffing your mouths with turkey, and we'll have a little bit of that too. The rest of this week, I got some support to take care of tomorrow. The rest of this week, I'm going to be hammering some content, so that next week, you got some stuff you can start giving out in terms of presentation material linked to you. This, in time, ain't going to be 4,000. It's going to be 40,000. So I need this to be at 40,920. So we have days. Mama said there would be days like this. There would be days like this. My mama said, mama said, mama said. Oh, I gave you some of the golden silky vocals, and I did it for free because I love you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's finish up here. Let's finish up. Get your questions ready. Get your questions ready. I went over a little bit now from what we normally do because I wanted to show you that capital appreciation. What do you need to do if you are a newbie? All right, you need to get back to the person that referred you. You need to get our portal. I've given you the basics. I now need to make sure that we walk you through how to get everything set up properly. So real quickly, I'm probably going to have to log back in. By the way, today we had we replaced videos on the homepage. So this is a new watch this first video. Module 1 is now every day can be payday. Okay. So this I'm sorry. Oh no. He's got the wrong video. Oh crap. Did I give him the wrong video? Hold on.
Different from the one that the young lady made.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Bear with me.
There was another model, and that particular model, we were part of that
Hold
for
on.
about 5 years. Quickly, just kind of give you, and
What happened?
unfortunately, after about 5.
Give me a moment. Let me make sure this is the right one. Maybe I just saw something wrong. Oh crap. That's the wrong one. Did I? Okay. All right. When you first come. No, that's right. That's right. Excuse me. That's right.
Well, Dave.
Okay. All right. So when you first come in, if you use Telegram, go on and join our Telegram group. Sometimes we send stuff out via Telegram that didn't go out via email if we want to send a quick note. But we will also send out everything we send out in email, we'll send out on Telegram. So if some of our emails go to your spam, then this is another way to make sure you get our content, okay? We have changed these modules, okay? So module 1 was the first part of what I did. Module 2 was the second part of what I did today, and we just kind of broke those up. I'm going to have a module 3. Module 3 is where we're going to do a deeper dive into the turbo strategy. We're going to use the spreadsheet that Queen has been working on. So that may not happen until next week. All right. And so when you get someone coming into the portal, all the content that we've just covered here will be on this home page. So you won't be relegated to having to get into a live webinar, because a lot of times people won't be able to make the live webinar because they're scheduled. So it's going to be right there, okay? And then sometime next week, you're going to have what we call training pages. A training page looks like this. A training page typically is going to have a video that's going to be 15 to 20 minutes in, 15 to 30 minutes in content, where we're going to take a portion of what we talked about tonight, and that will be the training for that particular page. It's a promotional page. But what we have found, and the reason we've been able to develop large organizations, is because we focus on educating our audience. So this, we may just talk about, for instance, the video that I posted today on YouTube, which I got to give that away. The video I posted today was taking a look at the capital appreciation, what I just spent the last 20 minutes doing, okay? Well, we'll take that video, we'll use that in a training page so you can give that out, and then that's going to be for some people an aha moment, and then they're going to want to join you, okay? All right, so you're going to start seeing that content come to fruition next week. All right, I'm going to be working on it over the next few days. You're going to start seeing that come to fruition. Now, so what you need to do is you need to get back to the person who referred you. One, ask them for their free portal link. That's what I just showed you, where we're going to house all of our training, all of our promotional stuff, free of charge for you. It's not free for me. It costs me. The more people we have, the more it costs. But I'm willing to take on that because I know we're going to build a much larger organization, okay? All right? If you're new to us, and you don't know, well, how do I get in my link? Come over to my web pages, left click. Click on any of these, doesn't matter. Left click. And here is your URL up here. You would give them your URL, and then when they click on that link, they see the training and grab a free training portal, and they would be now connected to you. Once they come inside, the first video gives them a quick walkthrough. If they've seen everything they needed to see on the presentation side, then we tell them, okay, go on and get started. Come over to Everyday Can Be Payday. And now we walk them through how to get everything set up. How do you set up that wallet you saw me going through? How do you get that set up? How do you convert, let's say you know how to get Bitcoin. How do you convert Bitcoin into Tron? How do you get registered with Tron Chain through your referrers link and all that good stuff? How do you then set up the subcontracts? All that's right here, okay? Everything that you need to get started. So you're going to have content to give people that tells the story without my name. They don't know me. They don't know my voice. They don't know to come looking for me. And all they're going to have is a call to action that says get the free portal. They're going to get the free portal from you. When they get registered, they're going to get registered through you, so they'll be a part of your referral network. And then you don't even have to take the time to train them. We do that inside the portal. Okay? Queen, let's go on and unmute. Some of you may already have our portal from maybe times past, but you don't know how to log in. Send an email to admin@thecashflowclub.info, notice.info, and not.com. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, I was paralyzed by grief. I didn't do jack yesterday. Queen, I was cutting content today, so I know I'm behind. So my first order of business tomorrow is to make sure that we got any and all support taken care of. So we'll do that, and then we'll cut some more content, okay? So
Okay.
just tell us your name and your email address. Give us that. Okay. And if you don't know, if you are have been maybe in our email list or someone's email list and you don't know if they have a link or not, then you send us the name of the person that referred you. If you know that person's name, give us their name. If they're in our database, we'll make sure that you get their portal link. We never want to take anybody's referral credit. We want to make sure everybody gets the proper referral credit. All right, Queen, I'm ready.
What happens when someone joins and buys more Tron than you?
Oh, see, you gotta love it.
That's
You
why I
know,
chuckled.
okay, so, um, and I'm recording this, so hopefully we'll have this. This is a great Q&A. So here's the question. Let's say I don't have a lot of resources. I did 10,000 Tron, okay? But, all right, but then I referred somebody and they did 100,000 Tron. Well, in a lot of systems, Queen, you are penalized if the person you referred had more resources than you. And so you would only get paid up to a certain amount. That is not the case with Tron Chain. So you get started with what makes sense for you and your family. What makes sense for your referral and their family is two totally different things. And they don't have to know, it's none of their business, what you got started with. So if you were in a position to do 10,000 Tron, and they did, let's say they did 100,000 Tron, okay, you still are going to earn your referral commission on their 100,000 in this example, and you'll still get your matching bonuses, even though their contribution was larger than yours. The system doesn't discriminate. Great question.
What is the least amount to join that you can join with?
100 Tron. So what is that right now? About $3.70.
Yep, that's it.
So nobody's got to break. There's no excuses. Nobody has to break the bank. No excuses.
How do I sign up and get started?
Okay. What you want to do is you want to reconnect with whoever got you to tonight's webinar. You want to get our portal because we've got to walk you through how to set the stuff up. All right. And I'm going to tell you, it's a little cumbersome initially, especially if you've never done cryptocurrencies or Tron or what have you. But you're only setting it up one time. Oh. Once it's set up, all you're doing is going in every day and withdrawing, and you saw how long that took. You know, just a few seconds. All right, and that's it. So get our portal one. If you say, well, how do I get the portal? Well, somebody got you here. Well, I don't know how I got here. I saw an email or what have you. Okay, then send an email here. admin@thecashflowclub.info. If you remember the name of the person that got you here, let us know that. If you don't, it could be that you signed up for one of our portals where we were promoting something in the past. You might be in our system. And so if you give us your name and your email address and we find you in the system, then all we have to do is reset your login so you can log in. And you'll still be connected to whomever got you referred in the system. Okay? Next question.
Abdur, your mom is actually referred by me. So I can get to you as soon as I find a pen.
Good stuff.
So don't make it disappear just yet. Give me a moment, Rashid.
Okay.
Abdul. Did you do your drawing tonight?
Oh, thank you. All right.
Cowboy, I don't think it was quite 50,000 Tron. Just so you know.
That Cowboy Jim. He's trying to make up for all that lost betting money on the Cowboys. You know, he finally won one. I need to grab. Let's see. Give me a moment. By the way, if you guys have not subscribed, go on and subscribe to the channel. And what happens is, we'll let you know, but when we load up YouTube content, a lot of times we're going to give a Tron giveaway. That's what we're about to do now. 500 Tron. All right, so what you had to do was you had to like it, leave some sterling comments, and your Tron address. Thank you for reminding me. I would have forgotten. Let's see who's going to be the winner. LK Springer. Cool, good stuff, LK. Thank you, sir. And he's got his Tron address there. All right, so check this out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting ready to send LK 500 Tron. I'm going to right here on the screen. I have his receive address that he gave me right there. Okay. I was going to put, oh, I'll do that down there. I'm going to do 500 Tron. And that transaction was successful. By now, LK is seeing that on his side. 500 Tron right there. LK, that must have been a, oh, I know why. I know. You and I, we did a transaction. I sent you some Tron the other day, and I've already saved you in there. Okay, cool. Congratulations, LK. What we got? What's next, Queen?
Do your Tron profits go into an outside wallet?
Well, this is an outside wallet. Okay.
It's your wallet.
All right. Everybody's going to have their own wallet on their computer. Okay. Now, you can do other things. Like, for instance, some of you have an Exodus wallet, and inside of Exodus, you can store Tron, so you can send Tron over there. Some of you have a hard wallet, all right, where you might be able to store Tron, and you can store Tron there as well. Okay. The key is, when you saw me do a withdrawal a few moments ago, I withdrew it from the Tron Chain system. That's no longer in Tron Chain. Okay. That's now sitting in my wallet. And this was the one that we did. This is the one where we withdrew 488. So you can see that's sitting in my wallet. So I've got 7,371 Tron in this particular wallet. That's not in Tron Chain. Now, Queen.
Yes. I'm just laughing at Cowboy. I'm just laughing at Cowboy because now he said, now you need to go back and do it for 50,000.
Well, I'm gonna at least do 40 on screen tomorrow. If I've got 50 there, I'll do 50. But I know it's going to at least be 40.
Oh no, I think he's talking about now. You should go back and do a drawing.
Another a random giveaway for 50.
Instead of 500, it should be 50,000.
Hey, you know, with what Tron is doing now, that'd be a heck of a giveaway. That'd be
yeah, it would be. It would be a very nice giveaway.
Okay.
Yeah, whoa is right.
All right.
Okay.
Huey. Hey, when we get to where we did 40,000, yeah, maybe one of these days when we get to $50,000 withdrawal in the day, then yeah, maybe we'll do that. Okay, we ain't there yet. We're not there yet. Okay.
No, not quite, not yet, but we're getting there. Okay, Huey basically is saying that years ago someone told him about you, and then they stopped following you. And they're now interested in signing up. So should he sign them up?
Sign them up, Huey.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. Sign them up.
Sign them up.
Say, reap what you sow. Cowboy Jim was having fun tonight. And LK says, thank you, Professor.
You're welcome, LK.
And you're welcome, Huey. And that is it for tonight, Professor.
All righty. Okay, Thursday. We know a lot of our audience, not all, but a lot of our audience are based in the U.S. We know a lot of you are going to be stuffing your mouths with turkey. So we're not going to have a training webinar on Thursday. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do that capital appreciation, because we would have talked about that on this coming Thursday. So we basically did a training on tonight, okay? So enjoy your families. Two things I want you to consider. One, for those of you that are going to be congregating, please be careful, okay? Please be careful. You know, I don't want to be political. I don't know why this has become political. I don't think it should be, but please be careful, and masks and all that other good stuff. That's one thing I would have you to consider. A second thing I would have you to consider is, while for a lot of folks this is a very festive time, there's a big group of people that Thanksgiving is a reminder of a lot of bad stuff that happened for them. So I'm not telling you not to congregate and have fun with your family. Maybe just take
no. The CDC is saying don't congregate, okay?
Okay, all right. Well, I know we got different political stripes. Whatever. All right. Okay. Be mindful that there's a group of people that inhabited the U.S. before other folks got here, our indigenous folks. It ain't festive for them. So maybe just offer some time of silence, or if you pray, a little word of prayer, because for a lot of folks that are of indigenous ancestry, this is a very painful time for them. So just be mindful of that as well. Enjoy your nuclear family. Quinn, can you enjoy your nuclear family?
Thank you. Yeah, please, thank you for that. Be careful, everybody.
Yeah, I can enjoy my nuclear family, right? Me in right. Heaven, we
yes.
Okay. I said heaven and I, we're cool. We're cool.
I mean, even your parents, because you're both kind of staying, Yeah, my son. You're really going son, out, but just be careful, because number one.
I said I told my sons, no, you can't go see grandma and grandpa.
Yes, not when they've been doing all the things that young men do. You gotta be careful.
Yep. Be careful out there, ladies.
Yes.
All right.
Love your parents, love your children, but just remember that you want to keep them safe.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. And every day can be what, Queen?
It could be payday, Professor.
Good night, everyone. Be safe.
Good night, everyone. And thank you, everybody, for coming and sharing time with us this evening.